If you want to improve your technique, if you want to get better at Tai Chi, if you want to master the movements that you're learning right now, then I have one tip for you. Stop thinking like a student. In today's lesson, if you're interested, I'm going to teach you about the better way to think, which is thinking like a teacher. So if you've ever wondered how to improve your Tai Chi skill, stick around, because we're going to cover that in today's lesson. Hi everybody, it's David-Dorian Ross. I'm out here at the beach. Today is day number 59 of 100 Days of Tai Chi, the video series where you're learning the traditional Yang family long form. Now, if you're a beginner and you want to learn Tai Chi at home, and in particular if you want to learn Tai Chi to find better health, or to live longer and feel younger, to find inner peace and happiness, or even to defend yourself against attackers, then you've come to the right channel. And all you've got to do to get started is just push that subscribe button, and when the little bell icon pops up, hit that too, so you never miss another lesson. Now today is Thursday, which means it's Master Skill Tip of the Week day of the month, whatever. So today's Master Skills Tip is how to think like a Tai Chi teacher. When you're a student, one of the best things you can do is stop thinking like a student and start thinking from the eyes of a teacher. And I'm going to talk all about that in today's lesson. We've also got a brand new movement. Actually, we've got the final leg of the movement Fair Lady Works Shuttles. We've done, it's a four corners movement going in this is the last leg of the X. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're going to cover that today, and then tomorrow we'll be able to move on to the new movement. So if you're ready, let's just jump right into the lesson. The first week that I was studying Tai Chi 40 years ago, I mean, like literally the first week, I knew that I wanted to be a Tai Chi teacher. And so I went to my Tai Chi teacher and I said, how long does it take to become a master at Tai Chi? And my teacher looked at me and just gave me this weird look, like I could just imagine what was going through her mind and saying, you know, and she literally just said, just practice, just practice. So for a lot of people, the idea of becoming a teacher is really far out of their minds, like I'm not ready for it, I don't know enough, and maybe I don't even want to teach. To be a teacher then is something that not everybody wants to do. But here's the thing, when you're a student, one of the best things you can do to improve your skill level is to start thinking through the eyes of a teacher. You start looking at yourself the way teachers look at their students and asking yourself, so what's going on with my movements? If there's a problem I'm having with balance, there's a reason for that problem. And if I can think like a teacher, then I would solve the problem for myself. If there's a problem with motivation, again, if you're just looking at it from your own eyes, like, well, there's a million and one other reasons to do something else besides your Tai Chi, or that you're doing it wrong and so you don't want to reinforce a bad habit and so you just stop practicing, all kinds of things like that. But from a teacher's point of view, they take a look at what are the rewards and the benefits, what are the small victories and improvements that a student is making, and then they reinforce those things. You can do that for yourself if you know how to recognize them. So teacher training is something that you don't have to put off. Even if you have no intention of being a teacher, you could do the teacher training early on in your Tai Chi career, so to speak. And then if you decide you want to become a teacher and share this with other students, that could come later and you could always make that decision. I encourage my students to take teacher training, whether they want to be a teacher or not. We've got a lot of teacher training programs coming up. 2018 is going to be chock-a-block with teacher training all over the country. I'm hoping that if we come somewhere near you, that you'll come and take the training with us. And we are the pioneers. I started this company that we are the pioneers of doing online, live, not recorded, live, interactive, online training. So you can always take the teacher training that way. My partner, Joshua Grant, often talks about how he got so good at doing his movements. And trust me, if you haven't seen one of Joshua's videos, he is so beautiful to watch the way he moves. And he said, I didn't try to copy my teacher's movements. He says, I tried to put myself into my teacher's body and experience the movements like he was experiencing them. right? Which is a beautiful metaphor, beautiful way of thinking about how to learn movements. But you can also think about the thought process in the same way. Rather than imagining what does my teacher want me to do, put yourself in the mind of the teacher and go, if I was a teacher to myself, what would I say? Anyway, that's our skill tip for this week. Think like a teacher, and it'll improve your being a student. If you've got a question about how to be a Tai Chi teacher, or where you could go for training, or what's the right time to do it, write your question down in the comment section below. By the way, you can ask anything about movements, about philosophy, about principles, anything at all. But just write your questions down in the comment section. You know I answer them as quickly as I can, and oftentimes bring them into the video lesson to make the lessons a lot more interesting. So just go ahead and write that down there. My question of the day for you is, have you ever done a teacher training for any topic without the intention of being a teacher, but just so that you can get extra knowledge? If you have, let me know about it. How did it go? What did you do with it? I'm curious. So it's the final leg of the 4 corners. Let's take a look at the whole movement before we break it down. Now let's take a look at the footwork. First, sit back, just watch the toes. Those left toes crank all the way in as much as possible, going pigeon toed. Then back to the left foot. The right foot releases first. Then steps behind. Now land on the heel if you can. And turn like you did in diagonal flying until you can make a channel and face into the corner. All right, here's the hands. As you sit back, first press down. Then circle around. Remember how he said circle around the platter, a big horizontal circle. The right hand scoops underneath the left elbow. Now as you step down, the left hand turns palm up and pulls into the chest. The right hand wards off overhead, and then the left palm presses forward. And one last time, let's take a look at the whole 4 corner sequence. Well, there we go. One more day of lessons. It's day number 59. Tomorrow is day number 60. Can you believe that? We've been doing this for 2 whole months continuous. 40 more days to go. If you have enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you did, do me a favor and go down below and just hit that thumbs up like button. That's always a nice thing to do, and it helps us get introduced to more people on YouTube as well. If you're a beginner and this is your first time, and after today's lesson you start thinking, you know, I could learn Tai Chi at home, especially with this guy, then all you got to do to get started is just hit that subscribe button, and we'll never miss another lesson, because there's a lot more lessons where this one came from. Tomorrow's lesson is the next movement in the series, and you don't want to miss that, so I hope to see you then. And last but not least, thank you to all the people who've been following this series all along. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you for all the sharing that you're doing. I really appreciate how much you're sharing this with your social media platforms and emailing this to friends and going, hey, you should try this. This would be fun. Anyway, thank you for all of that. I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful morning. Even if you're not by the beach, have a wonderful evening tonight, and I'll see you in tomorrow's lesson.